All right, so this is going to be my video demo of my Rails project. So I made a app that lets users create subjects, and then other users can cast their vote on what that subject is. And uh, I'll just go ahead and show you. So first, we will go ahead and log in. If I can figure out how to type. All right, so now we're logged in. We have a navigation bar up here, and this page is showing all of the subjects that this user has voted on, as well as what their vote was and which option is winning for that subject. Um, so let's see, what should we do first? Let's start by checking out the new subjects. So the new subjects is a nested index route of subjects that the user has not voted on yet. Uh, and you can see here that we have one vote or one subject that we have not yet voted on. So let's go ahead and we'll first look at what the show page looks like. It's nothing really fancy. But then if we go and we can vote from here, we can go to this link to vote on it, or we can click this link here to go right to the nested new route for this particular subject. And what we'll do here is we'll create a vote. And of course, Flatiron School is super awesome. And we'll go ahead and submit it. Through voting, and then we have a little JavaScript Google chart here that I managed to figure out how to do. Shows percentage of winning, percentages of option choices, and then it shows the other votes and how other people have voted. This is a little confusing. I now have it so that users can only vote once per subject, but this is from when I logged in with Google, and this is when I logged in with my other email address. So yeah, where do we go from here? Let's see. Let's create a new subject. Let's follow school. Let's see. New subject. We'll just do something super easy. Okay. And here we can create a category, or we can select a new category. And these are all the categories that have already been created. Or we can go ahead and create a new one by entering in a new title for a category here. But we're just going to go ahead and pick an existing one. Okay, and then it takes you, after creating a subject, it takes you straight to the vote page for that subject and lets you cast your vote on it. And, yep, and then takes you to the nested index route for that subject's votes. All right, cool. Let's see some other little things that we have. So I mentioned before that a user can only vote once per subject. So if I go here, remember this is a kind of an index showing all of the votes that this user had created. And you can view, and then you view the subject for that vote. And then we'll try to vote. Why did that happen? That shouldn't have happened. Huh, that was strange. Maybe I hadn't voted on that one. Sorry, now I'm just playing around with it to make sure it actually does work. Okay, yeah, maybe that was just a little fluke. Yeah, so since we already voted on this subject, we can now cast, or it won't let us create another vote for that subject. But we can still see the results. Now I am having a little issue with that JavaScript chart, and I'm not sure why. It seems like if you come to this page from the new vote creation page, the JavaScript chart loads just fine. But when you go to it from another link, it seems like it doesn't want to load, and you have to refresh the page for to get it to show up. I read a little bit about it, and it seems to be an issue with Ajax, which I'm not too familiar with. But yeah, I haven't quite been able to figure that one out. But our JavaScript chart does work to some extent. Okay, so, and we also have our validations for all our inputs. Like if, well, we can't create another vote for that subject, but I'll show you some of the validation things that we have here. If I try to log in, here, there's that. That's a custom error message. It's not really a validation. But let's log out. We'll log in with my Google account this time, and we should have at least one new subject. Yep. So we have our new subject. Let's see if we can vote on it. So if you try to vote and you don't actually select an option, it throws an error, and I added some CSS to my error fields that changes the color to kind of highlight which field is throwing the error. Sorry, my headset shut off for some reason. Yeah, we can go ahead and cast our vote, and for some reason the JavaScript chart loads there, but won't load if we try to see it again. And see if we try to submit the vote. We already voted on it. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't like to load if you go to it from another link, which is confusing to me at this point because I have not learned JavaScript yet. But I'm sure in the next few weeks we'll figure that one out. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Let me think. Yeah, so we're showing error messages. So I think I went through everything. This project was a lot of fun. Learned a lot from it, and I feel like I'm pretty confident in my understanding of Rails up to this point. So yeah.